Hey everybody, this is Lewis Porter Jr. It is Thursday, August 15th, and a lot of you at Gen Con enjoying your Gen Con experience. Nice. I will be going to work, of course, yes. So it's really kind of, not really fair, but I'm okay with that because, a little overtime doesn't hurt anybody. So that's, I guess, a good thing. So today, this is not going to be I guess this isn't a typical transparency agenda, but it kind of is. So there you go. Today I'm going to announce what Secret Plan X is. Since everyone has no patience, is like, come on, you got to tell me, it's so important. Like, wow, guys, you really calm down, take it easy. All right. Now, a couple days ago, you saw the announcement where I listed all the names of people who are going to be involved in the project. And you can see it's a lot of people. It's a lot of third-party publishers. It's a lot of freelancers, a lot of people from Paizo doing work. And basically, let me give you the short story before, and then I'll tell you what it's about. It's kind of important. A few weeks back, I was in a discussion with another retailer. When I use the word discussion, I mean screaming at each other. But that's how I discuss things. And we were talking about why is it that third-party publishing has such a trouble with getting into retail? When retailers are always screaming, oh, I want something new and interesting to bring to my customers. Well, when you bring them something new and interesting, oh, I don't know it, I don't know. So they always go back and forth with this, And this drives me crazy. But it's like, very much I'm on the side of, you say you want new stuff, we bring you new stuff, and then you complain about the new stuff you get. It's like, really? It's almost impossible to get them on your side. And we were talking back and forth in this position, and the retailer's position, which is valid, which was, look, a lot of people don't know who these people are, I don't know if it's any good, I've never seen this stuff before, how do I know this, and I can't really risk my money on taking a chance. I've got to kind of go with stuff that I know, and I'll take risk on some things sometimes, but it's got to be really, really good for me to do that, which is, 100% valid. I totally get it, I understand it. So I went back, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense. How is it that we as third-party publishers can all get together and do something to work together that retailers would want and fans would want? So I started thinking, and I kept like, what would it be? What could we do? And I said, let's do a campaign setting. And then I slapped myself in the mouth. But I'm like, are you stupid? Nobody wants to do another campaign setting. We all have our own campaign settings with our own feeds and our own spells and our own... It's like, dude, no one wants to do a joint one. And God, if we did a joint one, could you imagine that? It'd be like herding cats. It's a horrible, horrible idea. So that one got shot straight to hell. So I kept thinking, what could we do as a group that people would like, players would find interesting, GMs would love to have, and retailers could find and actually get and find useful to sell to their customer base. And I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I got it. And it came to me. Real simple, real easy. Monsters. That's right, monsters. See, everybody who's played Pathfinder or any role-playing game usually has killed something, or not always, but has killed something in the process of getting gold, slaying the dragon, in their quest. They have battled something. And everybody has a story of how something almost killed them, how something did kill them, or even better, how they killed something else. And I thought about it, I was like, monsters are really kind of one of the universal threads that people, well, specifically in this one, Pathfinder, have. People like monsters to fight against to make it interesting for them. And then the next thought that came to my mind was, Jesus, are you kidding me? A monster book? You know how expensive it is to do a monster book? Oh my God, there's so much this. And I really sat down and thought about it. I was like, okay, let's think about this. If I was going to do a monster book, who would I get to do it? Well, then I came up with a couple names. I was like, I'd get this guy and that guy. And then I thought about it, well, what if I expanded it out? What if I got, all these guys to work on it? And I said, well, it's kind of crazy. But it's like, how are we going to get all these guys to work on it? And that's the other part of this whole little thing. So I said, you know what? We should do a monster book. And I'm going to let people who write in this book, whoever section you write, whatever your word count is, you can write any kind of monster you want. It's totally up to you. So if you're a publisher of a company and you want to do monsters specifically for your campaign setting, we'll put it in the book. Or if you want to do just cool, crazy monsters that you play in your home game and, that would terrify people, we'll let you do it. Or if you want to tie monsters together with a theme that you built around certain things as a writer, and you want to do it, and you want to put it up there, we'll let you do it. See, this is my it's the opportunity for the guys who write the stuff, who love the stuff, to give you monsters that they love making. And it really was, I mean, it was a really simple pitch. And the first four people I went to, the guys at Dream Scarred Press, I told them what I was doing. They're like, yes. But it's like, some people who love psionics want more psionic monsters. So, would they be interested in the book that has psionic monsters? Of course. Well, what if there's some other cool monsters in there? Well, that's cool too. So they were on board. Then, of course, I went to Mr. Kickstarter himself. That's right, Owen Casey Stevens. And I said, Owen, what do you think about this? Owen goes, when do you want this done? I'm like, I'll tell you that later. And he's like, once he hears the date, he goes, I'm in. I'm like, that's what I like to hear, Owen. I knew you'd be in anyway, but I'm glad that you're there. So we got him. Went over to the guys, Scott over at Zombie Eye Press, and said, hey, what you doing? I got a crazy idea. I want you to do monsters. And they're like, what? Why do I want to write some monsters? And I told them, hey man, you get to create the monster you want. I'm not going to dictate anything to you except for the word count. Like, oh, well, what about the art? I go, don't worry, I'm going to handle the art. And let's just be honest here. When it comes to art, I got this stuff locked down. My art's my thing. So the art's going to be beautiful. So don't even worry about that. We'll talk about that in a second. So this guy's like, all right, it's a great idea. I'm going to go with it. And then I called, which was kind of surprising. I was a little nervous to make this last call. A little nervous. We talked at PaizoCon. I thought we had a good rapport. So I said, let me extend this rapport a little further. So then I called Jason over at Legendary Games. I said, Jason, this is what I want to do. And I know you guys eventually want to do a campaign setting. I know you do. No, you do. And I know you guys like writing really cool stuff. So here's the pitch. Gave him the pitch. Told him what the word count was. He's like, oh, I like this. He signed on. So boom, that was my first four. That was my first four that I knew. Oh, and then of course, I told my poor writer, Jeff Lee, we're doing this. And Jeff says, why are we doing it? I'm like, we're doing this. It's going to be fantastic. He's like, okay, making cool monsters. What's wrong with that? And that was it. And then we basically packaged it together, made a nice formal letter, and we went out to probably the majority of the third-party guys that we knew and freelancers around and just said, look, this is what we're looking to do, and this is what we're doing. And, I got to admit, we got a pretty high success rate. I mean, I know of only 3 people initially said no. We convinced one to say yes. And I think it was one of those situations if he wasn't sure how long it was going to take, how much time, and what was the deadline. And then we gave him all those numbers. He was like, oh, okay, this is more realistic. I can do this. So we added him onto this project. So, I got to admit, I'm very happy that only 2 people were not able to do it. And, the 2 people that were not important. But let me tell you, these guys are busy. So these are long shots anyway, so I hoped. But look, I knew how busy they were. I totally understood. No problem. They might be able to come in later. Things might change. If they can, we'll let you know. Also, I approached a lot of writers that I've worked with in the past that know me, that know through reputation, and stuff from people I know. And I said, look, this is what I want to do. And everybody who saw it read the letter and basically said, yeah, I want to be part of this. This sounds like a great idea. And I think, for me, it was a combination of, look, it's third-party publishers, and that's good. But it's also, us really supporting each other. And that's something it's quite difficult to do. Since we're all so small and so niche-y, we usually have to find ways that we can connect in really, really small stuff. But this is going to be the first, multi-company, multi-freelancer, multi-Paizo employee done product. And we're really trying to make this a badass monster book. Oh, and by the way, we're calling this monster book The Creature Codex. Simple, easy to spell, easy not to forget. Very good. The Creature Codex will definitely be a fun book. Now, this will be, and you kind of figure it was going to be, this will be a Kickstarter. And I know some of you are groaning right now, like, oh, Kickstarter. Oh. Look, guys, let me just tell you. We got 16 companies looking to do this thing. And if this is all said and done, this thing could get crazy. This thing could become a crazy, huge project. Now, I'll tell you this much. We are setting a very reasonable initial goal so we can reach it, so we can put it out. So even if that's all we reach, people will still be happy with the product that's put together. But I think people are going to like the threshold goals we've added on, the people we've added to this, and the companies are going to be doing great work with us. I know it's nice when, as a publisher, you can go to other publishers and say, look, let's do something together. Let's really do something together. And then on top of that, let's do something that's going to be really successful. The fans will want it. The retailers, the other part, will want to stock it, which also in turn helps us sell more. Because the more retailers that hear about third-party publishers doing good stuff, and third-party publishers working together, and third-party publishers doing the right thing to help get the customers in their store, that's what we want to do. That helps them sell more copies, which also builds our fan base, and that's what we really want to do. And I think the Creature Codex is a great way to go about it. So now, of course, you're saying, okay, it's a Kickstarter. When do you plan on starting it? All right, logically, I said, let's not do this before 2014. The reason being, it's Gen Con. This week is Gen Con. A lot of people are getting freelance work for the rest of the year. And that's what's going to be. You're connecting your job for next year, maybe some stuff for spring. I said, let's talk about the spring stuff now. It's 4 months away. Everybody can clean off other projects they're working on. We've got Obsidian Apocalypse we've got to finish. That is basically, it's done. It's going to be finished. And I want that to come out before this even starts. We want to get that stuff done. We want to get that on deck. We want to get that stuff ready for people to go and people happy with it. And also, I would like to actually have at least the first 4 guys that we initially approach have their stuff done and paid for before we even come out. I'd like for people to say, like, okay, we did their stuff, we paid them already, the art's done, you can see the book is finished. So if we hit the number, and that's all we do, we hit our little number, people have the book, PDF format, print format, ready to go. That's the basic dream. That's where I want to start with this. Excuse me. That's what I want people to have. I want people to know that we are already ready on this. That's what I want. Not really too much to ask for. Now, if our threshold goals, which I think are also at a reasonable amount, keep adding cool stuff to it, we'll do more stuff for it. I've done a lot of research about this, looking at the numbers, crunching numbers, getting everything set so it can be a good success. And I've got to admit, I'm very thankful so many people were nice enough to trust me to do something this crazy. I mean, let's be honest. I've signed up, well, now we've signed up 2 more names. We have 18 people involved with this project. 18 people involved in a project for Kickstarter to do is, it's going to be complicated. It's going to be complicated. It's going to be tough. And, getting everything right is going to be, good Lord, interestingly tough. But I think, we're preparing for it now. We're doing other work now for it. All we got to do is just continue doing good work, get it out, put it together, and everyone should be happy. And I think that's the important thing. I think we're going to get the structure, which is already in place. The people who are working on this, look, they're freelancers, they're professionals. This is what they do for a living. A lot of them, this is what they, this is how they earn their money. This is how they feed themselves. So with that, these guys are going to put out good work. I gotta admit, there's some cool monsters I'd like to do. I've been, I think with any designer, you're percolating monsters or crazy ideas in your head all the time. And it's like, ooh, an opportunity to do some monsters that I don't know if I'm doing my normal stuff that can be a little more twisted than you expected. I mean, when I pushed, I said, hey, John Wick, I would have pushed this idea to you. First John was like, oh, it sounds okay. I'm like, no, John, you misunderstand. You can write whatever monster you want to write. And then I saw, I could, even though it was by email, I saw his face just light up, like, because I know John Wick is going to give something crazy that people are going to be like, oh my God, did you see that thing? That thing was incredible. And that's the kind of stuff we want to do. That's the kind of stuff we want to do. We want people to start screaming how great it was, how cool concept. Oh, this thing's going to work great in my game. Oh, these things are amazing. Oh, and I want the fans to get a monster book that when they pick it up, they don't say this, and it's always just, it's pretty good. There is some stuff, there's some fluff in there, but all in all, I don't want to hear that word. There was some fluff in there. It's garbage. Why am I going to give you a fluff? Let's give you a badass stuff. I was about to curse a lot right there, but I stopped myself because, it's not really necessary. But come on, man. You don't need any fluff in a monster book. There's enough fluffy monsters out there. Let's put some unique monsters that put the fear of God into people. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get those monsters that people are talking about for years and years. Let's get those iconic monsters that still, the name alone, terrify you. Oh, look, it's a mind flare. Well, I'm about to run now. Now I need to run. Yeah, running is what I should be doing now. That's the kind of stuff you want to do. I want to use monsters and make people scared of them, and at the same time make cool monsters that people can play against with really cool, just cool concepts and great execution. That's really what we're trying to do here. And with all the people involved, I can only guess we're going to see some really crazy stuff. We're going to see some stuff pushed in directions we didn't expect. Come on, I got Clinton Boomer on this. Clinton Boomer. That boy's crazy. Adam Daigle, which I didn't announce. Adam Daigle is pretty much giving me I'll be able to do this. Things might change, but he's giving me the solid, I'm probably going to be able to do this. So I can definitely mention his name. I'm going to let Adam Daigle make monsters. What is that going to be like? You know what it's going to be like? It's going to be crazy. Just crazy. It's just going to be freaking crazy. So I'm kind of glad to know this is going to be a crazy monster book with crazy people doing crazy monsters. It's going to be probably a lot of one-upmanship even in it too. So that's what the big surprise is. That's what Secret Plan X, keep calling Secret Project X. Secret Plan X is our Kickstarter for the upcoming Creature Codex. Right now, I can say we are looking to start sometime in January 2014. Like I said, we gave you the names of people who are going to be involved. The initial guys are going to be involved. And like I said, I think you're going to see a lot of just cool add-ons that we're going to do. And we're going to promote the hell out of this. Because we want this to be not just successful, but insanely successful. We want people who get this to go, oh, this is a great book. I really, really liked it. And, I'm trying to make it somewhat reasonably priced. And this is something I talked about in previous emails and previous blog posts. I'm very tempted, and this is going to sound crazy when I do it, I'm very tempted to set up, something as low as a $10 level for people to do this Kickstarter. Because I think it's going to be one of those things of, if you're really a fan of Pathfinder and you want to support third-party publisher and you're a fan of them, this is something you can do. It doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. You don't have to go in, and feel like you had to cut off an arm to get this. But I really hate when people do. It's like, oh, it's too much money. And I don't want people to feel like that. I want people to go, wow, I got this. It was incredible. It was worth every cent, and I loved it. Thank you so much. I want people to have that kind of effect. I want that kind of, I want to support you, and maybe some people don't want everything. I don't know why people wouldn't want everything. I don't understand why you wouldn't. But some people just want to support you. Here's some money. Just send me the finished PDF. That's all I need. I don't want the other stuff. Some people are like that, and I want to give those people the option to do that. But I also want people the option to, here's all the cool stuff we're doing. If you want to get it, here it is. This is going to cost you. Knock yourself out. Everybody's happy, and we can do that. That's what I want. I just want to do that, and as I said, make fans happy, make retailers happy, because when we make retailers happy, we're really making the fan base happy. And let's be honest, a monster book is going to do very well in stores. It's going to be a great another piece for them. And there are great monster books out there, but we want people to look at our monster book and be like, wow, you got the best of the best to put their little, flag on a little area that they wrote, and they put in this book. Come on, man, that's going to be lots of fun. And the names we picked are lots of great guys, and it's just going to be lots of cool stuff. So I'm very happy. I'm really excited too. But it's like, ooh, this is going to be a big project. But it's the kind of project people just like to gather around. So that's it. All right. As always, I can see you doing. As you can see, I'm turning or waiting to turn. As always, thanks to everybody for supporting us. Thanks for everybody for waiting for what this was. And of course, guys, sometimes we have to wait. It being Gen Con, it being a very busy, busy week. A lot of people, are out of town, and I didn't let you slow for a second. Out of town, at Gen Con. So if you're there at Gen Con and you hear this, or watch this video, and you see what's going on, go up and see some of the writers whose names on the list. You know, tell them what kind of monsters you want to see them do. I mean, come on. Clinton Boomer. I can only guess what Clinton Boomer. See, I'm kind of excited what Clinton Boomer is going to write. But that boy's crazy. I cannot wait to see what kind of monster he comes up with. It's going to be crazy. You know, this really is. You know, this is. You know, it's not just a fun project for you all. It's kind of a fun project for me. That's what I mean. I like monsters, so this is kind of cool. That's it. All right. Thank you so much. Like I said, there'll be more information coming. There'll be more stuff coming. We're hoping to give you even pictures and even maybe some monsters that you can see and look at and see if you find it interesting that you'd want to support us. That's cool. All right. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll talk to you later.